The band director at Windham High School.
Yeah.
Let's start again.
We gotta run it back.
We're going to start
That was a
again.
good
This
take.
is live.
No,
We're
that's
going to
right.
do this again.
That was a good take. We're
Hey,
that
this is
one
Ken
in.
Folan, the host of Windham Weekly.
And wait, we got to run it back a third time. This is take 3.
Tom, there's no. Where's
Okay.
HR?
Let's
What
just-
happened to the Board of
let's just move on.
Anyway, this is
got a
Ken.
few guys.
And
Oh
this
my
is Mark Doyle, the heart of Windham.
and I'm the voice of Windham. Ken
Oh,
Folan.
that's what you are.
And that
Okay.
was in Windham. And what you were not listening to was Mark Doyle's choice of entry music,
That's
the
right.
Muppets. But you were listening to the Windham High School band playing Brick House by the Commodores, which you might end the show with because
Right.
it happens to be the voice's favorite song. Believe it or not.
No, I believe it. That's where you
And
spend
this,
most of
and
your
this
time.
is what we do. And our guest today from Windham High School is the band director, and he's much more than that, and he'll get into detail. And he's going to let us know what's going on with the band. And I say the band because it's our band, right? The town of Windham's band. We support it. We want you to support it. And you can call in if you have questions for Tom Pelton at 456-1400 here on WILI 1400 and 95.3 FM.
You know, Ken,
where you can also
I'm a
see
little
us on.
disappointed, Ken.
Excuse me?
I'm a little disappointed that he's not in uniform. I don't understand.
You probably didn't pay the cleaning bill for it, the Board of Ed. That's
He
what
should be.
happened.
He should be in uniform.
Well,
I could have brought a uniform for everybody.
To bring your
actually.
baton?
you really got a uniform for me?
I got a uniform for everybody. I think we have 4
cape and
sizes.
everything?
No, we don't have
Like,
anything
we
in
could
your
get the capes,
sizes.
we could get the Shakos, everything.
We
Plumes.
don't have it in your size, Ken.
Because I do play a mean triangle.
Yeah.
Oh, we have 3 triangles, and we got 2 on order actually.
Yeah,
So-
well, I want
Wow.
you. I've seen that show. What the hell is the name of that movie? You know,
Hey, no swearing,
what's the
please.
name of that movie where the kid goes to a southern college and
Oh,
Drumline.
Drumline.
Yeah,
Drumline.
Drumline.
Nick Cannon.
Because I wear those fake alligator boot shoes and all that stuff. I'm
Wow,
pretty good.
We're
I'm,
playing
you know,
20 questions here. Wow.
Well, I can't remember anymore because I'm so tired from carrying you, Doyle.
Yeah.
You know, I carry you. The weight of the world is on
Oh,
my
yeah,
shoulders.
yeah.
But Tom, as a young man here, God, he's really young to be an educator.
We start him off at 16 now. That
Yeah.
Ken, that's what
Tom, why don't you tell us all a little bit about yourself? You know, your personal, you know, some of that, how you got here professionally, and how long you've been with Windham and all that good stuff. Let's introduce yourself.
Yeah, so this is my 4th year right now in Windham Public Schools. This is actually my first job out of college when I finished my master's a couple years ago. And it started when I got here. The high school was still under renovation. So our band room was half decrepit at that point. The instruments were everywhere. It was really an interesting introduction to being an educator. And we started with, I think, 10 in the band at that point. And since then, we've doubled essentially every single year that I've been here. And we're looking at about 46 members right now. And next year, we're probably going to be in the 50s at that point. So it's been really good so far. We've been trying to get out as much as we can. We played Third Thursday last year. We get out to the senior center as much as we can. We're just trying to give these guys as much opportunity as possible.
What's the sauce to have it grow as much from 10 to 46 kids right now?
The big thing, and myself and Jonathan Elmer, who's the choir director, we got hired at the same time, and we had kind of this mission statement initially of let's just get butts and seats, regardless of whether they've touched an instrument, if they can tell the difference between a saxophone and a trombone. We could not care less. If they had 2 arms and 2 legs, we were going to try to get them in band at any cost, essentially. So we were just kind of looking around and basically asking kids if they had been in band before, if they had any interest, and it just became a word of mouth thing.
Because right now you don't currently have a feeder program from the middle school, right?
We do have a feeder program. We work pretty closely with Brooks K, who's at the middle school, and we have a lot of those kids that will come up now. And which is nice because they have some semblance of proficiency on their instrument. They have an idea of what they want to play. So it's a little bit easier now than it was a couple years ago when you would ask them what they wanted to play and they would kind of just shrug.
Give us a definition of band. Because in the heyday, we used to have a marching band, an orchestra band, quartets. Mm-hmm. Your definition of what we have now for a band, is it just one group that's marching and orchestra?
It's all encompassing right now.
Okay.
So essentially, they sign up for the class band. It's full year course. It depends on the time of year. So when we start, it's football season. So they'll show up these freshmen, and immediately I'm throwing 13 songs in their face that they have to learn for a football game that we're playing in 1 week. So it's trial by fire for a lot of them at the beginning, especially in the beginning of the year. So it's usually pep for the first couple of months. Once football season ends, then it's more of a concert band setting where we prep for our concerts. We kind of go into the more like relaxed music, which is good for the kids and for myself, because when you are constantly playing at the loudest volume you possibly can, it like you feel like you're taking years off your life with how as much as I love pep music, it's good to kind of transition.
Are you still doing the basketball games or just the football?
Just the football games right now. We're going to try to get to basketball games hopefully next year is our goal. But we start with pep, we go to concert. Typically we'll do a little bit of jazz band in there as well.
I think we should get to wrestling too. I mean, that's some of these lesser known sports.
They got cheerleaders at wrestling too. Like they could use us.
You should have I know Windham Public Schools should have a much better foundation than when my kids were in the system, because in nothing taken away from those teachers in the past, but we've met the two or three of the elementary school music instructors.
Yes.
Unbelievably talented, passionate, energetic, and that's what I'm saying. If they go into the middle school, I just want to make sure that that's feeding up to you, because they were, some really talented kids have been on our show in the chorus, and we talked about the band and the music teacher. Do you remember the gentleman's name from Natchog who was here just a couple weeks ago?
Oh, no, I don't care.
He's a PhD, and he was just
Carlos Rivera.
Dr. Rivera.
Oh, I thought he was the voice of Windham. I forgot that for a second. Okay. Tell us about the sketch. I know when I had two boys who went. Actually, all three of my kids participated in music at the high school. My daughter was viola, and so she was in the orchestra. My two boys were in the. Well, one boy was in the jazz band. I guess they were both in jazz band as well as the regular band. But I know one of the obstacles always was with the marching band is that a lot of these kids want to be in band, but they don't want to be tied up with Friday night football and or marching. They want to be in the band as opposed to being in the marching band. So how are you dealing with those issues?
So the nice thing is right now, because it's been so many years that we've had this system, that's what the culture is that we've established, where if you're in band, you're a part of the football games. If you're in band, you're going to be doing anything related to music, whether that's jazz, whether that's concert, pep, anything that's playing an instrument. That's kind of the accepted right now. We're definitely looking eventually to getting a jazz band that's a separate class.
Yeah,
so
before
they get kids signed up for it.
They met before. Actually, they met before school started. Back when my older son was in jazz band, they went in before school started and did an hour of jazz band, and then went to school.
Yep.
When you did the performance Brick House that we just heard for the introduction, much better music than Doyle ever picked. What was that? Was that at the senior center? Where was that?
I believe that was at the senior center. Yeah, a couple years ago.
And that was recent?
I believe that was my first or second year. I believe it was the first year that we were here. So, first or second, I'm not really sure.
Yeah. So then you and I spoke early, and you played your first Third Thursday. And how was that received? And what band? I know, like you're saying, you're doing the right thing, I think, instead of separating all these bands and making it's music. You should be able to to at this point in your life, try everything.
Yeah, and part of it too is a lot of the other high schools, their programs that are well established, like Meriden programs, a lot of the down by the Stanford area, they have ensembles of 120, 130. It's just it's a saturation issue a lot of the times where they can divide it up. We're still building right now, but Third Thursday was great, and a lot of those kids. I'm a performing musician. I play gigs pretty frequently. That kind of experience is, I wish I had it in high school, and getting them out there playing for actual people who are just walking the street, have no intention of actually like stopping and listening, but then hearing the band and saying, wow, these guys are really good. Like, I want to listen and talk to them afterwards.
Matt, if you could cue up the Third Thursday music and let us know when you're ready for that. So YouTube? It was on YouTube, I believe.
I believe so.
So Tom, how many folks would show up for the band on a Third Thursday, let's say? I know you want to do more this year.
Yeah, I mean, I would say we drew a crowd this year, and It's helped, of course, by the parents who are out there and supporting. But I would say you add everyone together, we probably had an audience of, I would say, 100.
But how many students were performing?
Last year when we did it, it was about 37.
So you're getting a pretty good response.
We are, for sure.
And kids showing up.
Yes, and part of the reason it's so successful is we put it as a grade in the grade book as well. So a little extrinsic motivation doesn't hurt. So
No, see how these younger teachers think? Doyle, they're not asleep at the wheel like you old guys in the Board of Ed.
Yeah, that's Mr. Doyle, by the way. Fullen.
So, Mr. Doyle.
Fullen.
The voice of Windham, please. I mean, really, Doyle.
Yeah. The hoarse voice of Windham there is. It's like a perennial strep throat.
Well, some of us work for a living. We're not taking Social Security and waiting for the next cup of free tea.
Other than Tom, who here works for a living?
I'll be in my pension in about 26 years. Yeah. So we'll get there eventually.
So let's get back to the band.
Yeah, please.
So are we doing anything with strings?
Strings, currently no. When I first got here a couple years ago, our string program was on the decline, and we have the instruments, but the interest was waning to a point that we wanted to transition it to something else. So we have the capacity right now to get a string program up and running, but we need to build it from the ground up first. And a lot of it is a lot of our kids, especially that are coming up from the middle school, Barrows, we currently don't have strings there. So it's really difficult to kind of get that off the ground. But we have intentions to kind of start getting that in the works, hopefully in the next couple of years, because we have the capacity for it. It's taking a backseat, at least for now, while we build our choir and kind of core band right now.
Right.
What else is going on? And I know we'll get back to band directly, but as far as on your end, in the education piece, which band is educational, but I'm talking about in your classroom setting. So you're starting from what, scratch teaching music, or just the types of music, or
in the band setting?
Session, yeah.
Yeah. So if we're starting, a lot of times it's interesting because we have such a big divide of our seniors who have been in band for a couple years. They are really proficient at their instruments. And then we have the other side of it, the freshmen who, again, they're just learning how to hold a flute, or they're learning how to put together their clarinet, which is 23 steps. So it really depends on the day, because if you see all your flute players that are freshmen struggling to even hold their instrument, you got to start there, right? And a lot of the beauty of what we've built so far is there is a sense of autonomy now, where we have those seniors that are willing to step up and help the freshmen, even if they don't know their names at this point, which takes a huge load off of us, especially after the first 2 years where we were really building that up. But yeah, proficiency on the instrument, that usually comes first, because if a kid is going to actually want to stick around for a couple of years, they want to be able to sound good. It's really hard to pursue music seriously if you don't like the sound that's coming out of your instrument. It's simple as that.
So how many classes a day, or how many classes a week does a typical band student take with you?
So it's 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Yep. We don't have a rotating schedule, so we have band every single day, same time, everything, which is perfect. I love it.
Do you think you have a lot of students who are, offshoots? In other words, they're playing as little outside groups that they play on their own venues? Have they grouped up? Normally, you're meeting your peers and your friends, and you have the garage bands.
Yeah.
You get anything like that happening?
Well, it's something that we talked about with my coworkers a lot, but it's not happening as much as I would like yet. But we do have some spontaneous jams that'll start coming out of the band room. It's funny. One of my former band members, he wasn't in this year. He's been playing a lot of guitar, and I've been doing duets with him, and I taught him Ventura Highway by America. He had no idea of the song or anything, and he learned the song, taught his friend how to play it on drums, and now they're jamming pretty much every lunch period to it. So it's fleeting, but it is starting to happen. And actually, a couple of our members are playing in the Windham concert band. So they're getting out there, they're actively playing, they're being a part of the community, which is what we've wanted for years. And they finally are at the level where they can do it. So it's happening. It's just going to be slow for the meantime.
It's a slow growth. Yeah. What about step-in band directors? Have you ever done that? I know a guy who's sitting right next to you.
Oh no, Ken, I'm too busy. I can't do it.
And I directed a school band at a Christmas or a holiday concert.
No, you stood in front of them. You didn't direct.
No. My arms were flailing around.
Yeah.
We introduced Danny Ortiz as our superintendent back then.
Yep.
And they had their eyes closed so they didn't get
And
distracted.
it's on YouTube to this day. It's on YouTube to this day. That's me directing. And I don't know if you know Mr. Molino. He was a vice principal at the
Yes.
time. And I had to lift him up, because he was my little elf who caused trouble. And
See, I have no reason to think this is not true at all.
Oh, it's true. It's on. Like I always say to people, you're on tape 24/7. And then, although this tape looks horrendous, looks like something from 1960. It's on YouTube, and So all I'll do is I can do to many of the guests here. If you need me to step in, and you want to have a guest director at a concert,
And yet still one
You'll
person
be my
still
fill-in.
talks about it. One person only talks about
And
it.
you just want to, to encourage people to.
Yeah,
the voice
yeah.
of Windham is coming.
That's right. We'll give you like a whistle. We'll give you the baton. And
Oh yeah, I
everything.
need the stick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll make sure you get the
and then
podium
one of
so
those
you're a little
capes.
taller.
In one of those capes.
Oh, I'll get you 2 capes if you want.
Capes,
See,
wow.
this guy. Hey, let's book him again because when I can wear a costume and have a baton,
Right.
watch out, Doyle.
Wait till he puts on his funny nose and it'll be all clowned up.
I think that would be great for the morale of the band too. I think that
Of course
they
it
would really
would be.
appreciate
Of
that.
course it would be. The kids would love it.
Yep. Yeah.
They're going to
yeah,
think,
yeah.
who is this voice of Windham guy? And then they're going to home tell their parents they met a celebrity. It's.
My band will double by next
right.
week. If that
I bet
happens,
you I can
think.
get you 50 kids tomorrow. If,
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
if I work the school, I could do that.
They'll all bring out their kazoos. It'll be a marvelous performance.
And I know, so you've done the senior center. We know you've done Third Thursday.
Have you done Matt's show? Matt, has
Veterans
he
Day.
been on your show, Matt?
Veterans.
Yep,
Day.
Veterans Day.
No.
We've done Veterans Day. We didn't do it last year because it actually didn't line up. But Memorial Day we always do. We always do the march with there. Veterans Day we played 3 years ago, and then the year before that as well. That's one of those performances that you can really pull out pretty quickly because we're usually doing Star Spangled Banner. We'll play taps.
Yeah.
It's pretty, and it's one of those things that's a great introduction for kids about the possibilities of what kind of gigs they could play. Because we have a couple kids that are going to be pursuing music next year. One of them is applying to UConn, hoping to be in the UConn's marching band, and she wants to start playing out even more, and that's a potential. You can play taps at funerals, events like that, and she was there for that. So
What condition are how old, let's say, are the band uniform? I remember at one time back 20-something years ago, parents got involved because we had to replace
We bought all new band uniform. Yeah.
uniforms. How old are these uniforms?
So I think actually we found the original transcript or the original purchase order. We found it deep in a box when we were unloading everything. I believe the last time these were bought in 1998.
The ones that are using
The
today?
ones that are being used today. Yes.
Probably,
That
yeah.
makes sense. That's when Mrs. Weeks was involved heavily.
Because it's gone through as you say, it's gone through ebbs and flows where we had a complete marching band and then it sort of died down again and then came back and it's not been
valleys.
we've not been able to keep it consistent.
What's a new uniform cost these days?
So you obviously order them in bulk,
Of
and
course, yeah.
if
Anything
you-
Ken orders is in bulk.
Oh, okay, slim, good body over there. Tom and I were working out a new health plan for me.
That's true.
I don't know if you know, but Tom's also involved in track, or one of those
Yes.
things.
Yeah, indoor track.
Indoor track.
cross country,
One of those
anything
things.
running.
Yeah, where you got to wear sneakers and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Get your kids out. Kids
So
around.
what do they run typically?
So if we were to put an order in today, and you obviously want to future-proof it, you want to make sure that you don't need to buy more of the same uniforms in 5 years when your
Correct.
band explodes. So if you're looking at buying probably 120, which I would be comfortable with, you'd be looking probably in the realm of $30,000+. Yeah.
Now that's something we can ask Mr. Board of Ed over there to put in the
Right.
earmark in the budget because these uniforms are from 1998.
Yeah.
98.
And they're
Wow.
and I will say,
Honestly,
fitting wise,
Doyle.
they're not the best fitting, and they are not the most I'll say
they all
flattering cuts on many
Tom,
of our
all
kids.
kinds of new materials for people these days. The more
Right.
comfortable golf pants.
100%.
Right.
The
Thank
dry
God
fit.
for polyester, I tell you.
Yeah.
The dry fit stuff.
Yeah.
Get a sponsor.
We get new feathers for the hats.
I
Plumes?
left the plumes. Got to have the plumes.
Yeah, we got good plumes. Surprisingly, we got good
Yeah.
plumes.
We want
Uniforms,
new
they've seen better days.
You got a
but-
brand new renovated school. It's time for some uniforms. $30K in a budget
Well, I think-
of the size that you spend every year.
I
It's
think
nothing.
the Builders new school committee could probably come up with that money. They've got so much extra money. We probably get some of that from the.
I'm not going to
the
get into
bill.
the on time, under budget argument with you. We're doing what we can. It'll be done. By the way, how do you like how the new band room came out in the end?
In the end.
Oh no, it is great. I
There
mean,
you
like
go.
just having like, I mean, it's the shiny new thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
you get it. It feels like it's free. It's like the shape of it is great. Like the chairs in the corner, like everything about it, it works really well, and it's future proof in the sense that like if we keep growing to like the 60s, 70s, 80s, like we can make it work pretty much, unless we have a band of 170, which I don't think anybody in Connecticut has that ratio, but we're gonna shoot for it.
I didn't realize that they made it that big.
Yeah, we'd have to move around some stuff. We'd have to move some tables because currently half of the room is set up for band, where like the smartboard is, and then half the room is kind of a classroom. So the bigger the band gets, the more we're gonna have to push the classroom side of it out of it, just so we can actually accommodate having all of our tubas and trombones back there. But it would work. We'd be able to make it work.
You know, Mark, that should be a new mission. We'll discuss at our Friday meeting. $30,000 is in the big realm of things is drop in a bucket to have new uniforms that are refreshed to go with the new school that's been just renovated. Wow. What pride that would! I bet you I would take his 46 kids and double it to 92.
You would?
I bet you I would with new uniforms.
I would take
and
that,
then guest appearances by me.
Of course. Yeah.
You think they're really holding out for the uniforms? Huh?
Hey, if I had grandchildren in this town, no new uniform. No band.
Yeah.
Now,
It's if you ever see that movie that I just talked about earlier.
I've seen the movie many
Drumline.
times. Yep.
Yeah, not the new one, the older version.
Right, the original.
The original Drumline.
Right, back when they were tom-toms.
Yeah.
Those.
You know, because I was the guy who taught that other actor there how to play the drums really snazzy and he come on, because I was in the band back in the day. Yeah, and I was an athlete not that long ago.
And you have great command of the band lingo. Snazzy, that's very good command.
Snazzy, yeah,
Bad
the snaz
lingo,
drum.
That's right. That's
Snare
in the
drum.
lexicon. Yo,
Snare
give us
drum,
some more.
man.
Give us some more jazz.
A little
give us more
bass. You
jazzy.
need a little more bass and a little bottom. You don't know about bottom, do you?
No.
Mark?
guy
That's
knows
what
what
you
he's
sit
talking
on.
I wonder why they used to call you Sticks. That's what now I understand. Sticks Kenfield.
Now, do you? And I'm going to say it in my language. Do you sell it? Do you take these? Like I bet years ago they used to take the high school band down to the little guys and then to the middle school kids and kind of like sell it.
Yeah, so we actually the big event that we put on a couple years ago and we still keep it strong is we do something called the Arts Expo, where essentially where we bring together, it's 2 nights. One of the nights is all the elementary schools coming together.
Yep.
They do their whole thing. It's usually they end it with a combined piece where it's all the kids together. We got our elementary night and then we got our secondary night where we get Barrows, we get the middle school, us. Everybody gets their time to shine, and it's pretty much the best advertising you could possibly have
And
for a program.
both these are at the high school.
They're actually at the middle school.
Middle school.
Yeah,
okay,
we had the
both
middle
these
school because we got the bigger capacity. So, and we've done it a couple years. It works. It also, because I went to Portland High School and we had something similar where it was literally the entire district and it was all in a giant auditorium. And first it would be the 4th grade band and everybody would watch the 4th grade. Then it was 5th grade, 6th grade, and it would just go down the line. I thought that was the best motivation for me going through the grades of like, wow, I can be like these high schoolers who are playing, Pirates of the Caribbean at full tempo. So we're trying to get that here, and we've already seen our numbers go up as a result of, a 6th grader who all of a sudden sees a gigantic band that they've never seen before playing music that they absolutely love.
These kids should be required to watch the original Drumline.
I think that
to inspire them.
I can put that in my syllabus for next year.
Do you have money on this movie?
I love that movie. Just like I love the Commodores that play. Rick, I couldn't believe we're going to play that again at the end of the show. We got a song coming up now.
I couldn't find the one from the Street Fest, but I found the Senior Center one.
Let's play the Senior Center one.
Give us that.
This is the Windham High School Band under the direction of Tom Pelton.
Right.
1, 2, 3.
You know, that's unbelievable. That's a great sound. You know, and I'm going to tell you a story. Here's a story, right?
Oh, thank you, Ken.
Yeah, Daddy Folan's going to tell you a story.
Whoa.
So, Thomas, so I had 3 boys that went through the system, and they all had to play that recorder at the elementary school. And you're a good mom and dad. You went and you listened to it. You suffered through it. Let's admit it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
I love the recorder.
So I remember going there. Mr. Giordano was the principal at the time, and I had just gotten on the board of ed, and I said to myself, this is going to get cut. I can't. I'll be a hero amongst all the parents. But you know, it's funny because then the youngest one went on and learned guitar, horn, and this and everything else.
Yeah.
He could play multiple instruments. And by the time we got to the middle school, they sounded great at the middle school. I think we talked earlier about the jazz band that they had there.
Yep.
It was so I could have listened all night to it.
For sure.
And then they go on to high school and they sound like that. And that you don't get better than that.
Yep.
That's some talent right there. Because you're gonna, what people don't understand too, like you kind of described it yourself. You got the older kids who've been there, starting off with 10 kids. Then you had all these new young guys, freshmen, right, who are coming in, and to mesh that quickly to me is amazing.
It's hard to do, and especially when you're coming in as green as I was initially, and as green as my coworker was. It's like a lot of it is just trial by fire and just figuring out what works. And it does take years to get to that point where you feel comfortable having your seniors and your juniors actually take charge of it and be like, hey, work with this kid that can't play a B flat on their instrument. Like giving that sense of responsibility is just, first of all, it's great for the kids. Everybody's great for the freshman. It's great for the senior because you give them some actual chance to shine and kind of work on it themselves. But yeah, it's definitely hard, and there's no one answer for it. It's just you got to take it case by case and figure out what works for you.
You've got to have a great skill yourself because we over the past summer we had, I'm sure you know your colleague Mike Hope, another young educator.
Yeah.
And next week we're looking forward to meeting your colleague again. And I'm sorry his last name.
Jonathan Elmer.
Jonathan Elmer, who is the chorus director, same age bracket.
Yep.
There's a lot of youth that's at the high school, and and then you got Ms. Kavanaugh as your administrator, who's been there for quite a while. Still very young and beautiful, by the way, Pam. But I'm just saying the experience that she has to mentor you folks and Mr. Risley and so
Definitely.
on. And then you have some senior teachers just as tenured and just as qualified to teach you.
Then you have the board of
But
ed.
what
you
you-
want to start naming the board of ed people as well?
No, you're a piece of you're
name
a piece
the rest
of
of the board
oak
of
just
ed
sitting
people.
on a board.
Hey,
That's
the
all
rest
you
of the
are.
board of ed people.
But
Jeez.
anyway, can I finish my? He always
No.
interrupts like this.
Can you finish?
But what
Can
I'm
we stop you?
But what I'm getting at is, with all their knowledge and their experience, that's great to do that.
Yes.
But what I see in you already, and what I see in a guy like Mike Hope, and I'm sure we'll see next week with the chorus director, is the passion and the energy. Because it's easy to get tired if you've been doing this for a while, and although I think music is just another form of an energizer for students, and you reach that kid that really just ends up could make a career out of it. And there's a few in Windham who've gone on to big things in music and got involved with. Back then, the drama club, and went on to have careers doing other things. So it's pretty impressive. But I'm glad that Windham takes a chance on young teachers and molds them, and because you're not going to be able to replace that kind of energy to keep up with those high school kids who are freaking challenging you. See, like guys like Doyle, they sit on the board of ed. They're 90 years old, right?
Mr. Doyle.
Yeah, and Mr. Whatever you want to be called this week. Mine out to you.
The strep throat of Windham.
He forgot to put my script up. I forgot what it was.
The strep throat of Windham.
Voice of Wyndham.
Aren't you proud to meet the voice of Windham?
I'm very proud to meet the voice
Aren't
of
you
Wyndham.
excited?
I'll just say that. I'm excited
and I'll come
and proud.
And
I'll
do a class presentation for you.
Oh, good. 1 minute
Excellent.
left. Oh.
We need to wrap things up, Mr. Doyle. How do you like that,
right.
Mr. Doyle?
Thank
And
you.
we want to
Thank
take a minute to thank Tom Pelton, again, our guest from Windham High School, the band director, a nice young teacher who we hope sticks around. We're going to close. Next week, we'll have the Windham High School chorus on. Hopefully, some students will be here and they'll sing live.
They'll sing for
Well,
us.
we're going to end this show with my favorite song that played by the Windham High School band, by the Commodores, Brick House.